So I've planted potatoes in many different ways. Many years ago, I used the tower method, which everybody was saying, oh, you get such a high yield. Well, I didn't. And it turned out that really got debunked. This site, apieceofrainbow.com, said why. Indeterminate potatoes and most fingerling potatoes keep forming new tubers, but no more than 12 inches above the seed potatoes. So in a potato planter, you will not increase production by mounding dirt or straw more than 12 inches high. So the photos shown for the yield was all fake, and anyway, don't use that method anymore. And for many years I've planted in the soil. Some years were better than others for yield. Kind of depend on weather and the amount of moisture it got. But for me, the most successful method has been planting above ground. Yep, I plant them in manure-rich straw and mound up that straw as it grows up to about a foot, and it's so easy to pull back the straw and get your potatoes when they're mature. It is my favorite method to use. So come along with me while I plant above ground. Well, I'm going to be planting Yukon Gold potatoes because you know why? I can't find them in the store anywhere. They're my absolute favorite potatoes. I don't know why, so I posted on my community board and Jackie answered. There was a potato blight in PEI, Canada. Most of the seed potato comes from there, even for growing for food production. They couldn't send their potatoes across the border, even if their field was clean. So that explains why no Yukon Golds in the grocery store. I hope they have better success this year, because what I can grow in my bed will definitely not provide us with potatoes for a full year. I bought these potatoes, they're called mini tubers from Territorial Seed, and I had never planted mini tubers before. It was always seed potatoes. But this is what the site says. Mini tubers are naturally bred, miniaturized seed potatoes that are produced in controlled, disease-free conditions. Field research shows that mini tubers outperform standard cut potatoes since the skin of the mini tuber remains intact and protects the seed. Simply plant each quarter-size mini tuber individually and expect a harvest of 30 to 40 pounds of full-size potatoes from those 10 mini tubers. Well, that sounds great, and I hope I get that, and we'll see. I had this box on the kitchen counter for over 3 weeks because they sent it to me so early, and our weather has been so erratic. And I mean, we just had snow 2 days ago. So I'm finally going to plant it, even though we're still supposed to get some bad weather next week. But I always time my potato planting when the first dandelions bloom in my yard, which, believe me, we have beautiful yellow color in our yard. And that happened this week, so I am going to plant them. And they usually recommend 4 to 6 weeks before your average last frost. Well, here where I live, the average last frost is May 15th, so I'm really only doing it 3 weeks before. And yet, I still feel a bit uneasy because of our weather. So let's get started. So my first step is to weed this old strawberry bed. Well, I've gotten it pretty well cleaned up. Now let's start our planting. I have a video on the benefits of both chicken and rabbit manure, so if you're interested, check it out. And if you don't have, you're not raising rabbits or chickens or other poultry, then you can often go on Craigslist and find manure for sale, or sometimes free if you help clean up under the cages. It is great for your garden. We call the rabbit manure black gold. You're going to need straw for this. And again, if you don't know where to find straw bales, I got mine at a local farmer's, but you can find it often at Tractor Supply or your local feed store, or again, on Craigslist. Now measure out where you want to plant your seed potatoes, about 18 inches apart. So I am just going to put a little of this bunny poo down. And then place one of the seed potatoes there. I'm going to cover it up with a little more bunny poo. And I'm just going to lightly sprinkle this on top. A little more. Okay. Then we're going to put some more poo in there. And you want it maybe one more layer. You want it about 4 to 6 inches deep. Just put a little bit more on. There we go. Now I gotta do the rest of them. Okay, you'll notice I only have 9 mounds, and really that last one I'm not sure either. One of them I just had to throw away. It was completely shriveled up and smooshed. That last one there is not the greatest either. We'll see. I just don't know why the company sent them so early to us. Anyway, at least we got them all planted. Your potatoes will sprout right through the straw covering, and once it gets up another 4 or 6 inches, we'll put another layer of straw and manure on, and we'll do that until it gets about 12 inches high. You just got to make sure you water enough. According to Michigan State University, potatoes are very sensitive to soil moisture and do best with a consistent soil moisture level. Even soil moisture levels throughout the root zone should be maintained, though over wet and saturated conditions should be avoided. In general, you need about 1 inch of water per week from water or irrigation. Now, you do have to keep your bed weeded, but that straw really makes the weeds easy to pull out if they even come up. So the straw has dual purpose. And because it is a little bit colder, the straw on top of the bed helps heat up the soil and keep those little mini potato tubers more comfortable. So when it gets time to do the harvest, they're so easy. You just push them out the straw and they're right there. It really is a lot of fun to grow them this way, and it makes things easier for both harvesting and weeding. So I'll be back in maybe another 4 months or so and let you know what my harvest is. Now, I'd like to know, what variety of potatoes are you growing this year? What method are you using for growing the potatoes? Comment below. And if you'd like to know what is better, is it rabbit poop or chicken poop? Watch this video. Thank you.